Steve Gamache with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product video, this time on the Shun Premier Series 5.5-inch Nakiri blade. This knife line has a core steel of VG10 stainless with a heat treat rating about 60-61 Rockwell. The construction is stainless multi-layered cladding with a Damascus pattern over the top of that core steel. So there's a pretty good look at the Damascus. It's a tight Damascus pattern. These layers are, it's a thinner blade and the layers are tighter together. It's a pretty cool look actually. And you can see the core steel peeking through there at the cladding line. The face of the blade has a hammered finish to it on both sides. So it's a very interesting looking blade, and that will help a little bit with food release with the indentations on the blade. The weight on this knife is 5.9 ounces, 167 grams. Blade length is 5.75 inches. It's a little under a 150, and the overall length is about 11 inches from tip to end of handle. The spine on these is about 1.9 millimeters. Carries most of that all the way through the blade towards the end of the blade. And then the height on here is about 46.6 millimeters. And the handle type is their oval pack-a-wood handle with a embossed butt cap or end cap on it. And it has a bulge towards the middle and a slightly smaller ferrule than on the Classic series. The handle definitely feels a little smaller on this particular one than the Classic series. This is a really good performing knife. These babies are thin at the edge. There's your edge profile, which is a little different style than on the Classic. The Classic has a flatter spot towards the back half and then a little bit of a sweep towards the front. This has kind of more flatter spot in the general and a little bit of, I guess, back grind or curve to the front and the back towards the heel. Slightly different feel on the board. The edges are thin on these. And I can tell you this baby drops through food. They have really consistent, nicely cut edge bevels on their knives and pretty high polish on them. I went ahead and put a little toothy edge on it with the technique, and I used an Idaho fine ceramic with a few strokes and then onto a leather strop. And this thing just screams through food. It's really a delight to handle this knife. And these are aggressively thinned at the edge, a little bit more so than the Classic series. So this is just a really, really nice blade. Superb fit and finish. Very comfortable. Just for comparison's sake, here is the Classic, just so you can see the difference between the two if you're curious. The Classic, in this case, is a bigger blade. It's a 6.5 versus 5.5. It's a little taller. The handle's a little bit bigger. It's a little heavier. It's a little thicker at the spine. I think it's like 2.5 at the spine versus 1.9, so quite a bit difference at the spine. So it's a meatier blade. So if you're looking for a lighter Nakiri for smaller work, or you've got somebody with smaller hands and wants a slightly smaller knife, they both drop through food very, very well. The Premier is a little bit more aggressive on their thinness at the edge, and so they drop through even more easily than the Shun Classic. But I'm quite impressed with the performance of this Nakiri. Plus, it looks really cool. So there you have the Shun Premier 5.5-inch Nakiri.